Guys, this is the engineer. I just decided to do like a little movie review on Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, anybody that went, unfortunately, to go see this movie would know how horrible it was. As a matter of fact, it sucked. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about a 1. Now, my reason for saying this is simple. I know a lot of people that did these Star Wars sucks videos always said it sucked, but they weren't able to summarize exactly why the movie sucked so bad, which is what I'm going to do for you guys in this video. Now, one of the main reasons why Star Wars The Force Awakens sucked donkey balls is because you gotta give the fans what they want. You gotta give the fans what they crave. In the original Star Wars movies, what is it, episode 4 to 6 or something like that? Yeah, New Hope to Return of the Jedi. Um, Everyone always loves the scenes with the Jedi Knights and the Sith. They love it. They can't get enough of it. And the only reason why they only showed those two fights between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, um, and didn't show more of the Jedi's and Sith is that, well, in the storyline, they were all exterminated. So, I mean, there is no more Jedi, and there was no more Sith. Darth Vader and Darth Vader and Palpatine conspired together to kill all the Jedi Knights. So Luke was the last of the Jedi. Luke was a New Hope. Luke and Leia were the New Hope. Return of the Jedi was Luke coming into his own. So even though it kind of sucked in the originals that you didn't see more Jedi and Sith fighting, you gotta give it up. It is impossible because they didn't exist. Okay, now let me explain why this new movie sucks. Balls. Okay? In the original storyline, we read that the Jedi Knights were exterminated by the Sith. Okay? So that makes it seem like there must have been like a huge battle between the Jedi Knights and the Sith won temporarily. Now, in the new movies, they're still showing only two Jedi and two Sith fight per movie, if you even get that. And that's what kind of sucks about the new movies is that there is no excuse to keep from showing more Jedi's and more Sith lords in the movies because they're supposed to be coming back now, so we should be able to see more of them. Now, in the prequels, what made the prequels suck? I love the prequels, but I'll tell you this: a lot of people say the prequels suck. I would take the prequels over the Force Awakens. The prequels are better than Force Awakens. Okay, now in the prequels, what sucks is you don't see more Jedi Knights and Sith fighting each other, man. That's what people come to the movies to see. How are you going to exterminate a whole race of Jedi Knights and not even show any sword battles? I mean, you got a bunch of guys with lightsabers getting shot down with rifles and blown up in explosions and all kind of other whack shit. It's like they have a fucking sword, man. If they're gonna die, they should go out in a blaze of glory fighting other people with swords. Okay? Because it's like the ancient Shaolin monks. It's like, we from the school of the Golden Claw challenge your school of the White Dragon. And how do they settle the challenge? One school fights the other school, and you get to see them fighting each other. You don't take a bunch of samurai and just get a guy with an automatic machine gun him down and blow him up. I mean, that's not what the fans are gonna crave. It's like, why the fuck do they have a sword if they're never gonna use that shit? I mean, okay, so what makes the new movie suck balls is, first of all, they didn't even stick to the storyline. There was a series of graphic novels and novels that came out after Return of the Jedi that explain what happens up until the point where Luke establishes his new Jedi Academy. The new movie decides to just blow all those books down the shitter and make them non-canon to the story of the movie Jedi's. And I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna do that to your fans? I mean, these people have been like me, have been going down to the bookstore purchasing these novels for years and years, so we could keep up with what's gonna happen in the new story. So this would be forgivable if the news story blew the books out of the water or something like that. But unfortunately, they suck more than the books. So it's like, if you're struggling to come up with a Star Wars storyline, why don't you just use the fucking books, man? You know, J.J. Abrams. Okay, now The Force Awakens suck donkey balls, because they didn't show enough Jedi and Sith fighting each other. As a matter of fact, they didn't even show the Jedi or the Sith. They showed this chick, Daisy Ridley. All right, she all of a sudden knows how to use the Force without being trained by a Jedi Knight. How is that possible? I mean, what is there left for Luke to teach her if she already knows how to do such advanced fucking techniques? Jedi mind control powers, Force levitation powers, mind reading and mind control powers. How the fuck can someone that never even studied with the Jedi Knights already be adept in Jedi skills? That makes the movie suck. Number one. Number two, when you have her fight, what is this guy, Kylo Ren or whatever his little faggish name is? All right, it's like, how the fuck is she gonna defeat a Sith Lord with no Jedi training? I mean, all right, maybe she can read minds. All right, she's levitating objects. She's force controlling people's minds. She's force reading people's minds, and then she's gonna levitate a lightsaber to herself and defeat Kylo Ren in the movie with no fucking training. It's like, are you fucking serious, man? Come on, that's a Sith Lord. He even says, "Oh, we gotta complete your training." Right after that, she kicks his fucking ass. So it's like, how the hell is she able to defeat him? Even he can't understand it because she has no fucking training. Okay. Oh my gosh, man. If you want to make a good Star Wars movie, there's a very simple formula that you need to follow. And it's so fucking simple. When you hear it, J.J. Abrams, you're going to be like, come on, it can't be that fucking simple. And I'm going to tell you, it is that simple. You're killing yourself trying to come up with a storyline, and it still sucks balls because you're not including this one vital ingredient. What is that vital ingredient, you ask? Have a group of Sith fight a group of Jedi Knights. Show the shit for once. Okay? When I watched Force Awakens, they said that Luke had tried to establish a Jedi Academy. There was a revolt in the Jedi Academy. His students were seduced by the dark side. They turned on him. There was all kind of battles and stuff. Luke went into exile. Why the fuck didn't they show any of that shit? You know, I'm like, that would have made this movie the best Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars movie of all fucking time, if they had actually shown Luke establishing a Jedi Academy, training with his students, and then having a fight between the Jedi and the Sith in the same fucking movie. That would have been fucking awesome. All right? None of the other movies did it. This could have been the first one to do it. But instead of doing that, they just let Han Solo tell the chick, oh, the Jedi Knights had an academy, but it went sour because some of Luke's students rebelled against him and went into exile. And I guess Kylo Ren was leading the Knights of Ren, which is a Sith faction. I mean, how the fuck could you not want to show that fucking shit in the movie? It's like, this is what fans have been waiting 30 fucking years plus to see. A group of Sith fight a group of Jedi. You know, or better yet, Jedi Academy versus the Sith Lords. Because the Sith Lords are going to try to exterminate that Jedi Academy. All right? Before they get too powerful, they're going to want to move in. They're going to want to destroy them. They should show that shit. Okay? The fact that this movie didn't show that, it didn't show any of the Jedi Knights at all. Okay? Didn't even, you see one Sith? That's it? Some broad that just picks up a lightsaber automatically defeats this guy? That's what you call poor story writing. Okay? That's called poor fucking story writing. All right? I don't know, that's essentially all I have to say about the movie. I mean, there was, I mean, if you had a concept of how bad a movie could possibly fucking suck, this movie would shatter those expectations and be even fucking worse than you can possibly imagine. All right, it just, what do we see here in this movie? A fucking animal's ass. When the animal was drinking from a trough, they had to do a CG effect till you see the animal's buttocks and stuff. I'm like, are you serious, man? And then Finn was drinking out of the same water trough as some beast on a desert planet, and like, I mean, the stuff that they showed was so fucking stupid. It's like you would rather. How the hell do you fill up? How can you make a Star Wars movie suck? You got 2 fucking hours worth of a film. All right. The first hour you could show a little boring shit like what happened when Finn landed on the planet people and their little indigenous beasts and creatures. Okay, cut it down to about an hour. The second hour, we should see some fucking Sith and Jedi fighting each other for fucking once. Okay? I mean, oh my god. This movie sucked balls, man. I mean, that's basically all I have to say. I mean, like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this movie about a 1. You know, if I had to say any highlights of the movie, any good things about the movie, I would say this. Uh, BB-8 was a cute little droid. He was very cute. He was adorable. I know the kids loved fucking BB-8 because I loved him. He was a cute little guy. All right, there's that. Poe Dameron was a cool ass pilot. That's about it. Those are the only good highlights I have from the movie. That every single thing else they showed sucked balls. It was just like, oh my gosh, you're gonna have Kylo Ren, a Sith Lord that's fallen from grace, and not show his descent to the dark side? This is Han Solo and Princess Leia's child. Became a Sith Lord? And you're not going to show what the fuck happened to him to make him turn to the dark side? We don't get to see the descent of him into the dark side. We don't get to see his original Jedi training. Or at least when he decided to abandon the Jedi and join with the Sith, we don't see any of that? Are you serious? Luke established a Jedi Academy. He was teaching students. There was a revolt, so we would get to see the actual lightsaber training, the techniques as they were practiced probably by Yoda on that planet when he was teaching Luke. You know, the fans want to see more of this shit, man. All right, and it's like you didn't show any of that in the movie, and then it's like on top of that, now Luke is a Jedi hermit or some shit because he failed his students or whatever. So I'm guessing the students that didn't turn to the dark side were murdered by the students that did turn to the dark side. Because I know the whole school didn't turn on Luke. So do you know how epic it would have been if you could have shown those battles, shown those people fighting each other, show the Sith and the Jedi fighting each other, man? Do you know how awesome this movie could have been if you showed it? But no, the movie has to suck balls. It's like, oh, let's make the movie suck. It's almost like you guys sit around a round table and come up with ideas, brainstorm ideas to make the movie suck. It's like, oh, I've got a bright idea. It's like, oh, what's your idea, Sergio? Oh, my idea is that we come up with this bullshit rule of 2. So that way there can only be 2 Sith at one time, and there can never be any more. Since people like them so much, let's fucking cut them down and make sure you can only see 2 of them per bullshit movie. It's like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Like, yeah, I'm serious. And in addition to that, let's come up with another rule that you can only have 1 trainer and 1 paddle bond at a time. So you got 1 Jedi Master, 1 paddle bond, and that's it. That way the movie can suck ass because you don't get to see more of them. Who the fuck comes up with this stupid shit? And it's like, oh, now I know what the fans out there are gonna say. Oh, gee, that's not fair what you're saying. The rule of 2 has been it's an ancient rule and everything like that. There's always been 2. There's always been 2. That's bullshit. Because if you watch Star Wars: A New Hope, when Obi-Wan Kenobi is explaining to to Luke Skywalker what happened to Darth Vader or something, what happened to his father, he said, Darth Vader was one of my brightest students, plural. He said Darth Vader was one of my brightest students before he was seduced by the dark side and became forever tainted and turned into Darth Vader. He said brightest students, plural, meaning that he had more than 1 student. Meaning in the original storyline, it didn't suck balls. In the original storyline, obviously, the people that wrote New Hope, that's the original storyline, said that one master had many students. Obi-Wan said that Anakin, Darth Vader, was the brightest of his many students. Okay, so this new rule where they can only have two was some bullshit they just thought up recently to make the new movies suck balls. J.J. Abrams, if you're listening to me and you're working on part two and you want to know, oh my gosh, what's going to make this movie special? Do we need CG droids and CG this and CG that and special animals and show their little butt where they're farting and drinking water and different aliens and spaceship battles? And what do I need to do to make this movie good? My advice to you is simple. All you have to do is show a group of fucking Jedi fight a group of fucking Sith. After that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. The fans are gonna love the movie because they get to see what they've been waiting over 30 goddamn years to see. Alright? That's all I have to say about this movie. To my fans, I'm sorry I was cursing, but I feel really adamant about this because it just blows my mind how they managed to make all these movies suck and they don't have to. That's Osiris's review of what is this thing here? I forget the name of it now. Phantom? No, whatever the new movie was, it sucks, and that's why I think it sucks. And I'm a Star Wars fan too, but this new movie is the worst out of the entire franchise. Out of all 6 movies, this one is the worst. Engineer, over and out.